Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Scott with 1T, and today Sony Santa Monica released a brand new gameplay trailer for God of War Ragnarok featuring its combat and enemy types. I was just going to watch it and then do a discussion about it later, but I figured, hey, let's just do a reaction video for the trailer, and then afterwards we'll just do a brief discussion about some of the details I've noticed in the combat and the new enemies. And without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, let's go. See some gameplay.
From a combat perspective, I always, and I still feel like the meat and potatoes of any God of War game is combat.
Yes, sir, it is. Ooh. Nice, nice. I'm loving these intros. They did this same sort of intro with the last one they released.
Clemente. All my friends call me Bert. I'm a senior combat animator here at Sony Santa Monica.
My name is Kim Wynn, and I'm a gameplay animator.
Hi, I'm Sabra, and I'm a senior VFX artist on God of War Ragnarok.
My name is Grace Pan, and I'm a gameplay animator in God of War Ragnarok.
Hi, I'm Stephen O'Hara, GBA, combat designer on God of War, and I create interesting and memorable creatures.
They're still just showing the same footage as they showed us before.
As an animator, you give life to characters. You make them move, you give them personalities, you give them weight.
My role as a VFX artist is to put the power behind a move.
Oh, here we go.
You are in control of fire and earth and water and wind. Whether you are throwing your axe or on the receiving end of an enemy spell, VFX is what really gives the movement and the danger to every move that a character or enemy makes.
All right, come on, let's see something new.
I work really closely with the design team and the tech art team on this project specifically. Nice. We actually work a lot with camera, along with the guidance of our great camera team, so I find myself doing fight choreography sometimes.
One of the most challenging parts about being a combat designer isn't the technical implementation of creating a creature, but it's really
I'm glad they got humans that you get to fight in this.
And engaging. We want to make something that makes players lean forward and focus.
I don't know what the heck this thing
really
is.
Try hard against an enemy.
Oh, they changed the
but we don't want to.
They changed the little indicator.
Can't figure something out.
And then it feels
it looks a little different
when you win, not because it was impossible, but because it was fun and engaging.
Nice.
After the last game, we've heard the community cry out for more mini-bosses, bigger creatures, and enemy variety, and this time we really leaned into that. So in God of War Ragnarok, we're going to be traveling to all 9 realms, and each realm is going to have like its own theme.
I don't want to pause it, I'll look at it later.
To that space. For example, in Alfheim, we're familiar with the Dark Elves, but this time around we're fighting Light Elves, such as the Light Elf Warrior.
I already know they're going to piss me off so much.
One of the key learnings from the last God of War game is we don't have to think about the camera and how close combat is going to feel. We already have that knowledge, so we can build upon the close camera that we have, and we can iterate on enemies, creating more interesting scenarios. In the last game, Atreus was just starting to fight alongside Kratos, and he was learning from the master tactician.
That's cool.
So in this game,
that's cool.
He's trying to prove himself a little bit more, and we built upon those mechanics with him.
The previous God of War, Atreus was still a kid, right? So he has a lot of dependency on his father. And for this game, you will see Atreus moving more independently on his own as a companion.
Oh man, that's going to be so much better. I don't got to carry him on my back no more.
In regards to VFX for Kratos, I think what the players really love is the powerfulness of it. When you are playing as Kratos, you really do feel like the God of War. And moving into Ragnarok, we want to really make something bigger, make it stronger, make it more of a spectacle. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the Blades of Chaos could get even better, but look at that.
Ooh.
So as Kratos gets more powerful, he's going to have access to newer combos and newer abilities that will increase the combat depth of each weapon.
Yes.
The Blade, one of the moves that I really enjoyed from previous God of Wars is the combat grapple, and we're going to be bringing that with a new twist.
I forgot the combat grapple wasn't in the last game.
I'm very excited for players to try
the Blade
grapple traversal moves. That brings so much more speed into the movement and the dynamic feel to it.
One of the ways we've expanded Kratos combat this time around is we've given more utility and choice to the shield loadout.
If you are a parry person, you could really go for a shield that gears towards parrying. If you're
I don't know how I feel about those new indicators, the way they look.
That will really match your playstyle.
Maybe they look the same.
One new mechanical element that I'm really excited about is these combo finishers. Building up the stun meter this time around is going to lead to different ways to basically decapitate the enemy.
Yes.
You're going to be able to choose, which weapon you want to have when you kill a guy. Another feature that we've added for Kratos is his new pre-fall attacks. You could jump off a ledge,
look at
and
the
if there's
chest
an enemy
over there
below you, you could slam down on him.
Damn, he put a freaking hole in the ground.
There's such an emphasis on verticality in some of these fights that it's super engaging. And as Kratos, now that you have so much mobility and that you can also take advantage of that verticality, I think it just adds such another interesting layer to a fight.
In God of War Ragnarok, we've enhanced the Kratos and Atreus duo. He's going to initiate a little bit more, be aggressive. He's going to fight alongside you, and sometimes even surprise you with his combo abilities too.
Oh, he like
some of the new expanded companion
did like a frost explosion when he landed.
Leverage the fact that he's older now, he's bigger now, and he's different from Kratos, so his magic has a different flavor.
Not only
Atreus, doing little flippies.
There are also a lot of mini games and
doing little
player
flippies.
Interaction moments. For example, like the puzzle systems and the set pieces. You definitely will see a lot more collaborations between father and son.
Odin must have sent them.
I can't wait till that fight.
There's so much that goes into
Got
building
two
a
of
big
them
set
too.
piece. You basically iterate and iterate and iterate, and it takes testing and just seeing what works to really figure out the personality of something. Basically, every department gives it their all to make things really spectacular.
I think that's going to be so cool, that just the traversal system and how quick you can get things done and like go up the
before 2018,
different
there were so
walls
many
and buildings,
amazing, huge boss fights and set pieces
elevated
that it was a huge inspiration
platforms.
for me on my time on this project.
For the old father!
Our design philosophy for creating new and memorable enemies is basically making them a combat puzzle, similar to like chess, and focusing on the chess pieces. Each piece has its own theme and its own use.
You need to be able to see what's happening in an instant and be able to react as the player.
There's a couple of different ways that we go into making an attack very readable for the player. Sometimes we add a signature audio cue, or we'll add the different rings.
I don't remember there being a blue one
that lets you know that this attack is unblockable.
The last one.
Dodge it.
When I play it again, I'm going to be paying attention to see if there is.
There's so many different ways that the effects really helps not just show what an enemy is about to do, but show who the enemy really is.
Everything you design has to be surrounding the essence of the character and a story. It's what makes it believable and memorable in the first place.
I think what I'm most excited about is for players to experience the diversity of enemies that this game has to offer. You will be fighting everything from
You just gotta throw something at their head, they'll fall over.
To things that will take up the entire screen.
All of their designs run the gamut. I think each one looks so much different from the next one, and each of them have their own play styles and their own little fantasies that go into it.
Nightmares are back.
And so I think if you are really into Norse mythology, you'll be very interested to see how Sony Santa Monica has taken some of these creatures and interpreted them
new
for
traveler armor
Everything
or something?
that goes into the game,
or a type of traveler?
And intent behind it, and by the time it gets to you, everything that you've seen that you're going to play and experience has been sweated over, bled over, tested, and is fun to play.
Going back to Helheim. Seems like there's a lot more enemies around here. Ooh! Yes. Yes. Oh man, I cannot wait. I cannot freaking wait. Well, that was definitely a great little docuseries, or trailer, whatever you want to call it. They gave us just enough details and information without fully ruining our own experiences with the game. I mean, they showed us so many different enemy types. That was a big gripe with the last game. There wasn't enough enemy types, and now they just showed us like double the enemy types that are in the first game. And I'm sure there's a slew more. And they didn't even show us some of the enemies that were in the last game, which I'm sure are going to be in there. You mix that with the fact that they said, you know, there's different executions for each of the weapons. Another big deal, because you couldn't do weapon executions in the last game. So the fact that I'm sure it's going to be based on enemy type too. So each enemy type, when you do an execution, whether it's with your hands, with the axe, or with the blades, you're going to get a different execution type. And that's not even to mention, we might even have another weapon that we get to have in the game. I wonder if there's even execution for using your shield. I wonder if that'd be dope. That'd be cool if you could use your shield actually to do an execution or something. Like smash it down on them or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. So that was one of the first things that I picked up on this game, was obviously the whole bunch of different enemy types. We knew that was going to be the case, but the fact that they showed so many, that it's kind of like, all right, yeah, you definitely got a lot of enemies in there now. Something else, big thing, Atreus being able to do his own stuff now. He can get into his own combat and fight. I hope it doesn't become a situation where, like, I need him to do crowd control and he's just over there smacking the guy on the ground multiple times. Hopefully he knows, like, oh, there's a bunch of people surrounding me, I should go help him. Other than that, just traversing through the world and him not needing to get on my back to climb up stuff, and the fact that we can climb up like 10 times faster than the last game just makes it so good. Like, it's the small things. I went back and I started playing God of War 2018, and seeing this gameplay, a lot of these things stood out to me like drastically. Like, and it's just a great thing to have. Oh, I saw like the ledges. I don't know if this is going to be a factor in the game, but it kind of leads to my theory I posted about. You can check it out. I'll leave a link in the description, but I have a theory about Faya being resurrected, and she's got these writings on these ledges again. So, you know, this is 3-4 years later after the last game. So why are these writings here? You know, she foresaw this as well. So I'm telling you, we're going to end up going to Helheim, and we're going to end up resurrecting her, or she's going to be there and we're going to help her with something. But I feel like she's going to get resurrected because she's going to be the one to lead the giants against the Aesir gods and go to Asgard, and, you know, that's going to be Ragnarok. Combat indicators, so when an enemy's about to attack you and the indicator pops up, I saw the blue one. I don't recall there being a blue one in the last game, I should say. I think the blue is the standard attack, so the attack where you can keep blocking and they're not going to break your guard. I think that's what blue means. Another thing was the environmental damage. So a lot of people have been talking about the God of War 2018 and how Ragnarok looks just like it and all that sort of stuff, and I'm not, like, I don't see how that's a problem. Like, God of War 2018 is probably one of the best looking games ever to come out, and the fact that this game looks just as good, I'm not mad at it. But I mean, it's a great looking game, and then they added more details. Like when he came in, he did like some sort of ground punch or something like that. When he jumped off the edge and came down the enemy, he created like a giant crater in the snow, and all the snow like pushed back around where he landed. Like, that's just awesome details to put inside of a game. And it's all it's going to do is just add to the immersion level that we're already going to have. So those complaining about the game looking the same, just shut up, just stop. Like, it doesn't, I mean, the game looks great. So what's it matter? What, like, I don't understand. What else did we have? Oh, one thing I remember seeing was during combat when he stabbed the guy with the Leviathan axe. It was frosted, and then he threw the guy, and the guy, when he landed, he like kind of like did like, it was like a frost explosion that occurred, and it froze a nearby enemy. All right, well, that's my reaction and brief discussion of some of the details I saw in Sony Santa Monica's new gameplay footage of God of War. I think they're going to be doing this for few more weeks. I know definitely until Ragnarok comes out, it'll come out every Tuesday. So I'll definitely continue doing these reaction and discussion videos all the way up until God of War Ragnarok comes out on November 9th. I will be picking up the game and I will be doing a Let's Play series. So be on the lookout for that. You can also check out my Let's Play series I have for God of War 2018 that I'm doing right now on the PS5. If you still stuck around, I appreciate it. Consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It'll really help the channel out. It'll also help others that may be interested in this content find it. And, you know, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it so much. And with that, everyone, have a good rest of your day. And I'll catch you all next time. See ya.